Hey everybody, time for, what's the show called again? Well, The World According to Rob, that's me. Yeah, took me a little time this morning. I had to find another shirt to wear. Maybe time to get some laundry done. I know that I used Dawn to clean my work jacket the other night, but I'm going to give her a break today on that. Not going to happen. Okay, so we'll leave Dawn in here for a while because apparently Dawn has become take up the whole screen, why don't you? Getting pretty popular on the show here. Everybody seems to really like Dawn, and well, it's not a bad idea. It gets the dirt out, and that's why it's here. That's why it's here, because some of my shows do get a little dirty, they get a little nasty. You want to get the dirt and the nasty out. This is the best stuff for it. Cleans my dishes. I'll tell you, does a fantastic job. All right, now you need to just set aside for a minute. I'll bring you back in a few minutes. All right, okay? Love that stuff. Getting a little jealous, though. People are liking Dawn maybe a little bit more than me. Fine. Here, watch. Here's what you'll get. Watch. Yeah. No conversation. Sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you. There I am talking to a damn dish soap bottle. Anyway. All right. So, I said on Facebook that, again, itchy again today? Dang. It's a darn pollen thing. We'll get to that. I'll connect that up here in a minute, too. So, all right. I said on Facebook, last night or today or something like that, whatever I said it, but I said that the last couple of shows have been pretty intense. A lot of passion, a lot of angst. Can I use that word? Yeah, in the shows the last couple of days. But you know what? When I get something in my, the old saying is craw. When I get something under my skin, it's good to get it out. It's good. All right, so what I'm going to talk about today, now everybody that has a smartphone, everybody that has a cell phone, well, particularly a smartphone, guaranteed you've got game apps on there. You've got, probably more than one. All right, and I know I had more than one up until just a little while ago. And I played things like, hate to admit it, but I was a Candy Crush fanatic. I played Candy Crush like constantly. I was up to like level 2700 or something. It was bad. It was really bad. Played Words with Friends with some people, really enjoy that. It's a knockoff of Scrabble. But a friend of mine, Steve Fitzsimmons. Steve, how you doing, buddy? Steve, good man, like Steve. Steve's involved in the harness racing industry, in the harness racing business. Works at a track. Plus, this year, excited for him. He's going to have one on the track himself. So I've been a harness racing fan since, oh man, probably took a trip down east or something like that, and got me hooked. And I've been a fan ever since. And it's not just from the gambling aspect of it, it really is, those animals are just absolutely incredible, amazing, and the excitement in the races, and such a, it's a great way to spend an evening or an afternoon. They get an afternoon card going somewhere in Ontario, anywhere for that matter. It's a good way to spend a day. I really enjoy it. So, through Steve, I saw him playing this game called Off and Pacing. So I thought I'd look into that because, honestly, I've been looking for a harness racing game or just something like that. I prefer harness racing over thoroughbred, so I checked it out. And, geez, it's been, I don't know how long it's been now. It's been months. But I'm absolutely addicted to this thing. Like, this game is by far the most comprehensive horse racing game that has ever been created, in my estimation. I don't see anything else out there like it. All right, it is highly addictive because it gives you everything. So, for the horse racing or harness racing fan out there, this game is just incredible. I mean, I got a list of stuff here just so I don't forget anything. But and there's a lot of other added on things to it. I'll get to in a minute, but. thinking back now, when you start off in the game, you register with the game. It's free to register. It's a downloadable app from the Google Play Store, often pacing. And you start off, I believe they start you off with a free horse. I think you ended up with, a horse to start off with. It's referred to as a Dan horse. But to get you going in the game, to get you started into it. Now, what you're going to find once you start playing this game, all the things that you can do in this thing. You can do everything that, except drive a horse. I don't think you're allowed to drive your horse their simulated races they have with your horses entered in those races, okay? You buy horses. You can buy horses through either auction, or you can buy them through, or you can claim them in actual claiming races. You can go in, they have all the horses listed that are claimed at certain prices. You see a horse, you can look at its stats, you can look at its last 20 races if you like, and you can claim a horse from there. And that horse goes into your barn. You then can race that horse. You get to, okay, there's 4 different regions that you can race in. There's Canada, there's the United States, Australia, and New Zealand. Okay, that's what they have at this point. Not sure if they're going to be adding in more regions, but, and they list every major track, or all of the tracks that are currently racing in those regions. So if you're from Canada like I am, you're going to get every racetrack pretty much. Well, I think there's a few not included in there, but you can pretty much race at any one of those tracks. Then there's condition races. There's all of those things. You can pick. You pick what type of race you want your horse to race in. All right. Not only that, do you get to pick the region, you also get to pick your drivers. They have a huge list of drivers available. All right. You can go through that list and you can pick your favorite driver. Okay. You can. I think it's okay for regional races, like just for regular races, you pick 3 drivers. Okay. In case you don't get your first one, you may get your second or third choice. But then in stakes races, they also have a huge list of stakes races too, so that's a big box, right? And again, you can pick your drivers that you want for those races, okay? To drive your horses in the stakes races, okay? So where else should I go here? Okay, so it notifies you when your horse is about to race. You've entered a horse in a race. You can actually watch the race. You can actually watch an AI simulation of the race with your horse in it, right? So it's really exciting. It is. It's frustrating too, but it's just like in the real game, it's frustrating. Your horse gets stuck to the outside or boxed in on a rail or whatever it is, or goes wire to wire. Just absolutely addicting game, Now, as I said, it's the most comprehensive game I've ever seen for harness racing. And if you're a harness racing fan, or if you just go, the odd time for something to do, but you understand what happens at the track, and you can't bet on the races. I don't know if they're ever going to put that in, but okay, so it's on just like it is on any other game. There's a coin system, right? You can there's in-game or in-app purchases that you can make to buy coins if you want to buy a particular horse, things like that. But here's another thing: breeding stable. You can open your own breeding stable for 1 million coins, which if you were to make a purchase, you could for $20 you can open up your own breeding stable, which is a great idea. Then you can get yourself 1 or 2 sires or something like that, and then start stocking up on breeding mares, right? Then you can start breeding your own horses. So once every season, which runs 26 weeks, you're allowed to breed all of those mares. So now you got a bunch of babies. You got your own horses that you bred in your own breeding barn, right? So that's fantastic as well. I think I got like 100 sitting in my barn right now. So, yeah. Now, another thing that no other game, as far as I'm concerned, does. You have access to the creators of the game, all right, through Twitter, All right, you have a concern, you have something like you contact them, they get back to you almost immediately. There's a Facebook page. One of the major creators of Ryan Clements is available, seems to be 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns you may have. Okay, as far as the game goes. There's also an online community. There's a Facebook page for Off and Pacing that was set up by the guys that are playing the game, and that's a fun place. It can, as you can imagine, all right, there's all kinds of stuff that goes on in there. But what it does do is it offers support for the new players, all right? If you're a new player, you want some advice, you want to ask a question, there's some great people in there that are going to give you the advice you need, all right, or to help you out, steer you in the right direction, to make the game more enjoyable for you, or to give you tips, because we've been playing it a longer time. And I'll tell you what happened. I got a little frustrated with the game back a little while ago, and I was thinking, you know, I really was wondering if I wanted to play it anymore. So I went onto the page, and I kind of expressed that, and there were a couple of guys that jumped in to help me out, right? As far as giving me advice on what to do, people that have played the game, in particular Les Bowden. Les Bowden's from the East Coast, and great guy. He gave me some very sage advice to the point where I'm loving the game again, right? So there's that support group that's there to help you if you're not sure what to do, if you don't understand something. These guys are going to give you, and ladies, sorry, there's a bunch of ladies in there as well, that are going to give you the help you need. They're going to give you the help you need in there to, you know, help you enjoy the game more and have some success at it. So now I have to warn you though, in that page there are some colorful, I'll call them colorful figures, some colorful people in there. I made a list of some of them here. So Jamie Dernberger Smith. Hey Jamie, how you doing? I think you bought a horse for me for like 16 million coins back the other day. Thanks, buddy. Only got about half of it left though. I'm spending the hell out of it. Morty Bedford. He's from somewhere in the upper states there somewhere, I think. I'm not going to say where you're from because I'm not entirely certain. Tony Presto, everybody loves Tony. I think Tony's the mayor of Off and Pacing, if I'm not the mayor of the page or something like that. Yeah, Tony's a great guy. Les Bowden I mentioned. Rick Westcott. All right, Rick's from Michigan, I think. Now Rick is very, he pulls no punches. Rick pulls no punches. He's right in there. He says it like it is, but at points, Rick Westcott could use a little bit of the Dawn. Got to clean it up a little bit. No, I don't care. But anyway, that's what Don's here for, to clean it up a little bit. We'll send that Rick Westcott. I don't know if you got that down in the States or not, but you probably do. It's an American product sold in Canada, but you give you a little Don, saying some bad words sometimes, but you got to love Rick. Like I said, he pulls no punches. Brian Collier, another one. I think he might need just a touch, maybe just a little bit. Anyway, a great group of folks in there. Now you see I'm scratching my nose, but I'm not coughing. All right, but I'll tell you right now, I felt sorry for Ryan Clements in his live production that he did yesterday, because my voice is a little raspy and that too. It's that time of year again. Pollen's out and everything else, and like I said, my nose is itchy as crap, but not coughing. I was an on-air personality with Rogers TV for about 8 years, and I know exactly how he felt yesterday during that. But good on him for doing that and coming out to talk to the players of the game. And I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that, I mean, it's such a comprehensive game that it would take me a fair bit to explain everything about the game. But the best thing you can do, go to the Google Play Store, look for Off and Pacing. If you're a harness racing fan, if you love horse racing of any sort, you need to do yourself a favor. Go on in there, download the app, give it a shot, okay? Give it a try it out, all right? But if you anything you don't understand at all, all right, go to the Off and Pacing, I think it's Off and Pacing community page on Facebook. All right, get in there and ask people, because those, like I said, those people in there are fantastic. and they're going to steer you in the right direction so that this game can be very enjoyable for you. So again, Off and Pacing, my favorite, only game app I've got on my phone at this moment. All right, only game I want to play. Check it out. That's going to do it for The World According to Rob for today. It's Friday, June the 1st. Looks like it's a little gray out there, but you know what? You go out there and you make it the best day you can. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.